fix that a little bit. So her channel, that's fucking rude, Mariah. Look, I'm still trying to break these habits, guys. Like, the way that I have been programmed to make myself feel comfortable by making others feel bad and, like, using little antics, like making fun of a retard like that is just horrible. So, you know, I'm not trying to offend here. I'm trying to, like, reflect in and out and, like, try to get people to do the same thing. And that's very difficult alone, just doing that. So, I'm sorry for doing that. That was just rude. Okay. So let me get back to the subject that I'm trying to get at here. I don't know, should I start with an introduction? Like, hello. My name is Mariah. That is my corporate identity. When I was sold off in a birth certificate that my parents didn't really know what they were signing on to, I didn't know what I was signing on to when I signed my daughter onto it. And that's going to be a later discussion on sovereignty and how we got pulled into the Vatican's deception of, you know, they use 3 different titles that keep control of a lot of things. So we'll really go into detail with that. We'll get there. We'll make the videos for that. I have been researching on that for quite a bit now, and that topic is a lifetime. That's, if you want to focus on something, like, I'm not saying you should focus on that, you know, by all means. I would highly suggest focusing on nature and the powers of nature and how our mind and our body and our soul correlates with it. That'd be your best bet. But if we want to help humanity further, and being prosperous and knowledgeable in the civilizations that we are cultivating within, it definitely needs some conscious awareness towards the laws that we are obeying and how they are being pushed onto us and used and abused. But for another day, this is primarily going to be a starter video on what to expect, which is a lot. These videos may overwhelm you, or maybe our family might overwhelm you. Maybe, who knows? Maybe we inspire you, maybe we challenge you, maybe we make you laugh, you know, make you feel at home. However it's gonna happen, we're just gonna be ourselves as authentically as we can, as genuine as we can, because we definitely go through our own, like, emotional pulls and cosmic pulls and our own challenges and tribulations in life, and we just want to share and experience that with people, because I feel like on social media, you only get to see one side of something. Like, I can post you, like, a beautiful photo of our food and all these things, but, like, how much it costs and how we got to that point and, you know, the challenges that it comes with is definitely something that needs to be looked at as well, because I feel like we just show the good side of one thing and no one's seeing the opposite side, and it's just giving us this imbalance of what reality is. And reality is, you know, unexpected sneezes, farts, yelling, and emotional pulls, and sorries, and humbleness, and triggers, and, you know, falling off balance during a workout, and just the reality of things. And we want to kind of be in that kind of correlation. We're not going to be one of those families that are going to be pranking each other with, like, belly button pranks and just endless entertainment. I feel like we have enough entertainment. We're going to be one that is going to be a little bit more challenging for the viewer. And if you like that, yay, thanks. We love challenges. We love research. We love being uncomfortable and trying to submerge ourselves more into the unknowing and process it into a more knowing, perceptive reality. And that's all it is. The unknown is just unknown because we don't know it. So once you know it, it's known, and it's not unknown anymore. So it's just something that it's now a tool. And if we keep diverging ourselves from not knowing the unknown, we miss out on a lot. It's just gonna be a good journey, I guess. You know, I just want other families to know that there are other plant-based families out there. There are other families who are gun activists. We are gun activists. We believe in self-defense. As much as we want to love and light and just shed light and all this stuff onto people, We understand light doesn't exist without darkness, and we do need a defense. Nature has its own defense. A rose grows thorns. Little frogs have poisons. Like, we all need our defense, and especially in this day and age where they're definitely trying to take away our self-defense and our complete identity, in all honesty. It's something that definitely needs to be challenged and protected. We need to protect the divine nature order of things. It's crucial today. It really is. Especially with the seeds being tainted by being modified, the animals being modified, we're being modified, the air, the water, just everything is just definitely under a challenge and a transition right now. And we need to be a force of nature to help combat against these manipulations that they're doing. As best as we can in a proper manner. The motto I love to use is, it's not the problem that's the problem, it's the way we react to the problem. It's really it. Like, it's our reactions to it. I used to be so hostile and upset, and I still get hostile and upset, especially when it comes to the children. Gosh, that is such a sensitive topic for me, and the way some people just speak to their children and demote them. And I know it's because that's the way they speak to themselves, and they just don't know better. And I just want to help challenge you to just maybe know a little bit better and help speak to yourself more softly and with care and love, so you can just start to heal a little bit of those traumas that you've been holding on to that have been primarily subconscious and unchecked. So they come out through habits and just, being unchecked in your own internal reality. But the children are definitely a sensitive topic for me, because they're everything. They're our future. They're the next generation. They are our lineage, our, everything we would want to hand off and our experience onto them. And if our experiences aren't challenged and authentic and with truth and honesty and integrity, what are we handing our children? What kind of reality are we teaching them to conduct upon and build upon? And all my life, I've done some things that I'm not proud of, and money never was one of them that made me feel in any way close to what self-discipline has made me feel. To challenge what I eat, to learn the knowledge about what I'm eating and how my body works and the chemicals, and then challenging the reality that we live in and how, the game is being conducted here. And it's so vast and big that it's pretty much a turnoff for majority of the people, because it's just so overstimulating and it's just so much. You feel so alone when you look at all that. And luckily I've been blessed with my boyfriend, who is this amazing Scorpio, who just loves all these deep, dark mysteries that live in our reality. And boy, did he bring that and push that onto my surface of reality. I'm Aquarius, so I'm all about community and loving, and I'm not really an emotional attacher, so I can see the bigger picture without being so emotionally pulled by something and feeling so self-inflicted. So when he pushed all this onto me, I definitely got a emotional overload, and I felt so hopeless in the beginning, but I just started. It wasn't about I felt more hopeless by not looking than by looking and just challenging a little bit and taking a little bit of information, taking my time with it. Not to say I did in the beginning. I really didn't take my time with it. I just overindulged and became so extreme on one side or the other. Either burn down Babylon or just go live in the mountains and just be a Tibetan guru. And just, I didn't find a balance in that. So it was more about balancing both, about becoming a self-protector and defender and self-aware, self-discipline, and, really trying to take sovereign life and self-sufficiency into its own aspect. And on the other side, really trying to look at the reality that's being presented to us, what's being fed to us as reality and as truths. And I learned that a lot of the things that we were told is not the whole truth. But use it. Use everything you've been told as a source to question. So you've been told about whatever, math, look into the subject of math, how math was created. You'll come out with so many answers. And all these ancient entities that were supposedly the ones that were giving us math. They're all, I learned that it's primarily all cosmology. It's all from planetary bodies, which we'll go into that in another topic, and we'll talk about the macro and micro, and how we are the celestial bodies being projected down into the third dimension, or earth, or however you want to explain it. And that's just a fraction of the whole. And just through my perception, I'm not saying that's 100% honesty, it's just how I perceive the reality and how it has become into my truth and how I utilize it. My family utilizes it. So we'll be doing that. We'll definitely be sharing a lot of our plant-based recipes. We're going to be gardening. We just moved into our house, and unfortunately we got the roof done, and the roofer accidentally punctured a hole into our pipeline, which ended up causing water damage. So now we're kind of going through remodeling our floors and the walls because of all the water damage, which it got covered by the insurance. But wow, did we have to adult like really quick. It goes to show what we don't get taught in school when it pertains to society and the constructs that have been built here. Like, we didn't learn about credit, we didn't learn about balancing checkbooks. I don't know if some of you did. I've heard that there's like senior classes you can take, but I feel like even if you had a year full of senior class and like to learn that, like, you're in that age where like you just want to graduate and go to college. You're not really listening anyways, but you would need way more than just 1 year of knowledge for these things. But I just feel like we lacked a lot of knowledge that we really needed in our youth and our, young teens into our teen adult lives. And I just want to share that with people. And even today, like, I feel like I lack a lot of knowledge, especially like we're about to start gardening. And I don't know anything about gardening. I've been YouTubing gardening. So if you have any gardening tips, please send them my way, like natural pesticides or insecticides, how to, co-plant together. I can't remember what it's called. I was just researching into it a couple weeks ago. I didn't research enough though, because it hasn't stuck into my mind. But I can't remember what it's called. I guess I'm gonna say co-plant. When you put like garlic with the tomatoes or whatever, and it helps with the ecosystem within that kind of. We're gonna do garden boxes, so if it helps with the ecosystem and it helps cultivate one together. Because I know the Native Americans did it. They did like wheat with corn and something else because the stalks were helping the other ones. And if you have any of that type of information, just please send it my way. I would definitely appreciate it. Or just, send a link to your channel or whatever website you have, and I'll definitely take a look at it and try to integrate that information so I can manifest it into our reality. And I'll definitely shout you out, or however this thing goes. I'm still learning, definitely a first video, and I'm very excited, in all honesty. Like, our family is so much fun. And even though we take on a lot in the reality, the more we've seen into the darkness of our reality and how some people are just so greedy and manipulative and deceiving and sinister, it really like pushed us the opposite way. We're like, okay, well then we have to be the opposite. We have to be more grateful and mindful and loving and just trying to correlate all those things, and we have to challenge ourselves more and try to be a different aspect, because we like those things just weren't vibing with us. They just weren't on our frequency, and we got so mad at it at first, but like I'm just sick of cursing that darkness. Like, you can't have one without the other. We're trying to use it as a tool now to help create a different reality, and that's all I can do. I'm not saying like that's all I could do and like that's it, it's just so small. That's the biggest thing you can do, is like just try and challenge and do just a little bit. Just switch out your toothpaste, like stop with the fluoride in your toothpaste and just switch it to a more natural one. So we do a lot of like kayaking, and we go to the parks, we have our dogs, we're outside gardening, we don't have a television, we don't have Wi-Fi. We do a lot of reading, hands-on, arts and crafts. I'm trying to teach myself piano. I've been debating on learning another language. I started off with French. I got a couple French books. I really like it. But I want something that's going to be a little bit more just different. I don't know how to explain it, but French wasn't like resonating as strong as I thought it would have. So I decided on American Sign Language, and I would really love to learn, because I love talking with my hands, and I would love to not use my vocals and to use my hands and try to get a message across. So if any of you want to do that, maybe we can like challenge ourselves and hold each other accountable to do it, because it definitely makes a difference when you're like put on a schedule and held accountable, and like you definitely get things done a lot better. And that's what I learned. I learned not to do like to-do lists. I learned to like actually plan in a day to do something, not to do like I'm gonna have 30 things planned to do, and like I never get to the whole list because it's just like almost overwhelming. So if I have something for one day, like I'm gonna make soaps on a Monday, take my daughter to the park on Tuesday, wash the dogs on Wednesday, just things like that. So it makes my life a little bit more easier to flow within. So we do like daily workouts. We have our morning rituals that we do. We have our daily meditations, and our workout correlates with our yoga as well. We like to read every day. I homeschool my daughter, so we get a lot of hands-on. Sometimes we'll just go to the park, and our whole day is spent at the park, you know, photographing and drawing and counting, and then we'll come home and look at the things we photographed and try to find the trees and try to learn about those trees and its mind, body, and soul aspect, primarily from like our perception, not so much the tree's perception, but how we can perceive it in our mind, body, soul. So yeah, I mean, it can be challenging to be a little bit different in this reality where we're not like chasing after materials and cars and money and alcohol and all these numbing materials, and to really start to cultivate and live within the reality that is here, and to see it for what it is, and to question it, and to try to change it the best that we can in our own way without being so self-harming. It's definitely challenging, and to see some of the things that we are being faced with, sometimes it can be a little off-putting and scary. But it doesn't mean we can't face it. It doesn't mean we can't give it our attention and focus on it and integrate it and try to change it, to try to see it. Like, we just all want to be seen. We all just want to be heard, you know? And when voices are going silent and things are being censored, we really need to start focusing a lot more. I definitely see that Google is censoring a lot of like natural medicines, and so is Facebook. I've been put down on Facebook a lot. I've been being banned lately, especially speaking out against the pedophilia agenda and the LGBT community. And I'm not saying it's the LGBT community that's doing it. I'm just saying that is a source that the pedophiles knew that they could use. And they are definitely taking advantage of it with this whole love is love movement. And it's a little scary to face and see, but it's something that we can't face and see and challenge and be a force of friction onto it. So all I could say, honestly, is just speak out, speak up, partake, create. Like, it's time to do. It's go time. Like, there's no other better time. We can't wait anymore. Like, this is it. Like, we're alive now. Time is just ticking, you know? The sine wave is just moving. We're on it. And eventually we're going to be off of it. And then what? You know? So, like, let's put our feet and our prints here in a least carbon emission way. You know, more with like our energy and our love and our thoughts and our cultivation processes. And I am so thankful for some of the people that have spoken out and died within that truth of giving that information. Thank you, William Cooper, Bill Cooper. Like, what a divine man who has really changed my life. He spoke out a lot and showed me a lot of the darker, sinister agenda that's here of these secret societies and secret orders and secrets are no fun. Secret hurt someone. I mean, if you get that, I love you guys. Like, if you got that little quote. But yeah, so Warriors in a Garden is just gonna be about just creating and doing and living in life, and how we need to become warriors, how we need to become self-sufficient, self-disciplined, take responsibility, have fun, let's co-create, let's build a community, let's garden, let's get it, let's do it. They're not going to teach us. This is something we have to teach ourselves. This is why we have mind. This is why we can control ourselves. We have every possibility, every capability right now. And I know it could be more challenging for some that, you know, don't have the financial benefit or the support or anything. And we need the friction and stuff too. So like, look, reach out if you can to people around you. Try to build with one another. If you could find someone that's remotely as close to you, get together and build packs and build a unity, create your family. Like, we need to come together more than ever. And we really need to focus and face and challenge the system and these deceptions and this reality where we're just so segregated. And so there's definitely hope. And I hope my family gives you hope, and that, you know, this world and this reality is not what we've been told, and it's beyond anything I could have imagined. And still to this day, it just blows my mind. Just even like questioning our bodies and the way they move and like the way they're working, and there's just hundreds of millions of cells and little bacteria on us with veins and muscles and tissues and arteries and bones and structures and it just, what? Like, I maybe could have created that, but like, it's so mind-blowing to me that like the way we operate, we intake food, we can breathe, we're taking water in, and our thoughts, how they inflict onto our body. I mean, I probably just sound crazy to some people, but like, and if you get it, you get it, you know what I mean? Like, it's bewildering, and it's almost an insult to try to understand it. Like, it's more so like it needs to be experienced, not mentally understood. Like, if you could just experience it instead of trying to like hear it out, then it's just a different intake of information you're gonna get. So let's question, let's challenge, let's do. It's not the problem, that's the problem. It's the way we react. I'm sure I'm not the first person who's ever said this or wanted to do anything like this, but I definitely want to challenge and just be a different force of nature into this reality. Because I really feel like we need it. We need something a little bit different than what we've been fed and told, and it definitely isn't serving any of us. It's more about the money, and you know, we need a reality where we're not trying to always just get something out of the situation. We need to do it out of love and compassion and kindness, maybe a little bit of sacrifice. And sometimes it's challenging to us, but we don't take it personal. You know, it's not personal. It's just something that needs to get done, and we got to do it. And so we said yes. Like, all right, you know, if no one else is gonna do it, I'm receiving this message to do and to question and be so, then I'm gonna take that challenge. It's like, challenge accepted, and let's partake. Let's enjoy this journey of life. Start personally. Just start with yourself. Start with your family. Start with your extended family. Go into the community locally, and from there, it just kind of pulsates out, and you know, it just starts to change. And I truly believe that. I feel I've seen me and my family inflict onto other families, and some of the bonds we've made with other people has just been such a blessing to have so many people in our lives with like-minded ideas and morals and values. And it didn't always used to be like that. I'll definitely get more into my past and how my life was and how I got here and the things that has happened, so on and so forth. We'll definitely do like a blast from the past kind of thing. And you could definitely, and how Chris and I have been challenged in our relationship, and how we are as parents, and how we are individually, and how we do the homeschooling and the work, and you know, so on and so forth. Let's enjoy the reality and life for what it is, and not try to push it down so much, because there's just so much opportunity and things to do here. It's really about how we just challenge ourselves and how we focus our attention and what we really want out of life. So that's it. Thank you so much for watching, in all honesty. And if you made it through this whole thing, like, like, thank you, for real. Like, I know I can ramble and kind of rant off on different topics and stuff, but I kind of like that, you know. I kind of like going into like all different directions and kind of like trying to pull it into one, because that's what happened. It's from one came many, and we'll get into that more too if you don't know of it. But I'm gonna try to speak as layman as I can in a lot of our videos, but a lot of it's gonna be mostly family oriented and just mostly just genuine and authentic, and how we live in our day-to-day lives and being in this type of state, and how we are upset, but we are also grateful for the opportunity to be able to co-create in this reality. And we just need more people that are just wanting to co-create into a more harmonious, blissful, but not in looking just this direction, just focusing on love and light. Like we need a lot more people to be doing a lot of shadow work and looking at the darkness and why and how it ended up like how we are today, and how we just feel so helpless, and some of the information we've been given to program us to feel so small and little, and the universe is so big and you're just a speck. And